The clock on the nightstand glowed past midnight. The soft hum of the ceiling fan filled the silence. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, listening to my wife scrolling on her phone beside me. Her laughter at something on the screen felt colder than the air around us. I reached for her hand gently, hoping for a connection. She pulled away without even looking. "Not tonight," she said flatly. Then with a smirk that cut deep, she added, "Use your hand." Her words hung heavy in the room. They echoed louder than her laughter. I turned my back, my chest burning. Years of effort, care, and patience, all dismissed in one cruel sentence. The next morning, sunlight spilled through the blinds. I was already up, dressed, and ready for work. She was sipping coffee at the table, scrolling through her phone again. I placed her credit card bill, her spa receipts, and her shopping bags in front of her. "What is this?" she asked. "Expenses," I replied calmly. She looked confused. I smiled faintly and said, "No money today. Earn it yourself." Her face froze. The mug trembled slightly in her hand. The same words she had thrown at me now came back with a sting sharper than before. I walked past her, the sound of my footsteps loud in the quiet kitchen. For once, I did not feel guilty. For once, I let her feel the emptiness she had built between us. By the evening, I came home to find the house unusually clean. Dinner was on the table, the smell of her cooking filling the air, something she had not done in months. She looked up when I entered, her eyes softer this time. "I thought you would be late," she said quietly. I nodded and sat down without a word. The silence between us was thick, but different, less cold, more uncertain. After dinner, she sat beside me on the couch. Her fingers brushed my arm gently. It was the first time she had reached for me in weeks. But I did not move. The television played faintly in the background, forgotten. She looked at me and whispered, "I am sorry." Her voice cracked slightly, and her eyes glistened. I turned to her slowly, seeing not the arrogance from last night, but guilt. "Sorry does not erase neglect," I said softly. Her gaze dropped to her lap. The clock ticked, each second pulling us further from what we once had. Days passed. The distance between us was no longer silent. It was full of words unspoken and lessons learned. She began to work part-time, something she had once refused to do. She started to understand effort, the weight of earning, the value of respect. One evening, I came home late again. She was waiting by the door, dressed simply, her eyes hopeful. "I made dinner," she said, "and I kept it warm." I smiled faintly, not out of victory, but something closer to peace. As we ate together, I realized something. It was not revenge that fixed the cracks. It was the mirror we held up to each other. And in that reflection, both of us saw what we had become. She reached for my hand this time, no hesitation, no pride. I took it gently. For the first time in months, the silence between us was warm again. The lesson was simple. Love dies when respect fades, but truth can still bring it back to life. And that night, neither of us turned away.